Starting on the mound tonight for the Redhawks, left-hander, number 43, Tyler Grauer.
Behind the plate, and Tyler Grauer on the hill. DHing tonight for the Hawks, Scott Schreiber in the DH role tonight's game. Your umpires presented to you by Onstad Twitchell, Your Life, Your Law Firm. Offices in West Fargo, Hillsborough, and Castleton. Pearson Tehuka calling balls and strikes tonight. And he raises his right arm on the first pitch. A strike from Grauer. 6:03 p.m. tonight's first pitch. Nicholas Webb, the umpire at first, and Jeff Minton, the umpire at third. Grauer's 0-1 is fouled back, and the count, no balls and 2 strikes. A little cooler day today here in the Metro. Temperature at game time of 73 degrees. Clouds and a breeze blowing from the left center field wall towards the right field corner. The 0-2 pitch, and that's a good defensive swing for Matt Lloyd, just able to get a piece of it and fouled away. Lloyd, Fernandez, and Rando, Ortega, Jimenez, and Sierra, Kasser, Harrison, Zinn. Not a good crowd on hand. We had, 3,800 last night. Here's the breaking pitch outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and Matt Lloyd. Lloyd 3 for 5 last night. What a season he is putting together, by the way. 56 hits already, 348 in the year, 11 doubles and 8 home runs. The pitch hit behind the netting at home, and that'll land on top of Newman Outdoor Field. And we saw balls jumping out of here last night. Obviously, the Redhawks, Scott Schreiber, in his first at bat at Newman, homered to center. Then Schreiber later homered to right. Nick Novak homered to right for the Redhawks. And Lloyd homered an opposite field home run last night. This batter here for Sioux City. Swing and a miss, and the big Sycamore breaks a strike across the bat of Lloyd. And there's out number 1 here in the first. Great pitch, good sharp break in that front door for Tyler Grauer. Ortega homered, Kasser hit 2. We had 7 home runs in last night's game. There were 13 runs scored, 7 home runs total in last night's game. So here is Vince Fernandez. He's also, as Lloyd is, heading to the All-Star game in Franklin, Wisconsin. There's the front door breaking pitch, a strike into Vince. Now Fernandez, a dozen home runs and 13 doubles, 41 RBI. Steve Montgomery's got some punch in this lineup as Fernandez sends a fly ball to left center field. There's no money there today. Evan Alexander will play that breeze as it knocks it down. Alexander makes the catch for out number 2. With that crosswind, by balls, the home run Matt Lloyd hit last night opposite field was impressive because we had a little bit of a crosswind. He does that tonight, and more power to you. I think that's gonna hold up a lot of flight to that Amen Alley, that Death Valley in left center, where there's 399 in that alley. Here's Tyler Rando, and Tyler Grauer delivers low. Now, right-handers, right field, obviously. If you lift it that way, that spin's going to do the job. Here's a ground ball hit to third, and guess what? Tyler Grauer just had a 1-2-3 inning. That's the way you want to start. Pena makes the play. Down go the X's in order. We have played a half inning tonight at Newman. Just underway. Bottom of the first coming up. Sioux City nothing. The Redhawks are coming to bat. This is FM Redhawks baseball. And Franklin, a lot of things planned there. Chris Coast and his staff, they will manage the West. First pitch ball, second pitch hit behind short. Now Dexter's going to go out. Alexander's coming in, and Evans says, "Oh, run in and get it, Sam." So Evan Alexander comes in to make the catch. So you want to be a center fielder, and you want to be one at Newman, you better be able to run laterally for a good chunk of yardage. Sometimes you got to come all the way in, and center fielders, you think of the great center fielders the Redhawks have had. 2 good ones in this game. Chase Harris for Sioux City, and Vince Fernandez moves over the way, but Harris, a talented outfielder. But Evan Alexander and what he can track down. There's a pitch low to Wilfredo Jimenez. So Ortega flies out to Evan. The 1-0 pitch hit high in the air. The wind might take this out of play. First base line, Prime near the fence line. And did he get it? Corral Prime just made a catch over the chain link fence and foul ground. Boy, Corral Prime at 6 feet 6 inches tall with that long reach. Prime eyeing it in. Not much foul territory here, and what a catch by Prime. He can hit. He's a pitcher. He plays first base. I've heard him sing. 2 outs. Probably inspired by the guy below us here that caught a ball with a hat. Right, we've got some catches going on tonight here at Newman Outdoor Field. Here's Miguel Sierra. A 2 up and 2 down. And don't think that doesn't give Tyler Grauer a little charge on the hill. There's a strike. He's watching his defense make plays behind him. 1 ball, 1 strike on Miguel Sierra. Now Sierra hitting at a .213 clip. There's strike 2. And interesting thing about Miguel, he has 33 hits on the year. 23 of them are for extra bases, but he's also struck out 62 times. The 1-2 pitch, 63 as the big Sycamore went to the changeup. And Tyler Grauer having a great start tonight here at Newman. 6 up and 6 down for Tyler. Go to the bottom of the second. It's Fargo Moorhead 1, Sioux City nothing. This is FM Red Hawks baseball. So for Tyler Grauer, he'll start the third with a 5-0 lead. And to top all of this on, the Red Hawks are doing this against one of the peak performers in the league, Solomon Bates. And Grauer breaks the pitch low to Kyle Kasser. Kasser, Kasser, hit not 1 but 2 home runs last night for the X's. Here's the line, the pitch. That's a strike. Working the edge. Ball to strike on Kasser. Those 2 home runs he hit, by the way, his first 2 of the season. Breaking pitch low. Five runs, 4 hits for the hometown Red Hawks. Ball 3, up and away. So if you are Tyler Grauer, it's about coming out here in the third, pumping the mitt, hitting that zone, working your stuff, all of that. 3-1. There you go. Big Sycamore fires a strike in there, and it's 3-2. Play a little catch with B.J. Lopez. Let the defense go to work for you. Kasser calls time. Three and 2 the count on Kasser. Lefty versus lefty. The wind by Grauer and the pitch. Fisted, infield, foul territory. Pena! Sliding catch. Oh, Leo Pena. I didn't know they surfed in Venezuela. That's how you get it done right there. Got a good jump on that. Leo had a little ways to run. And B.J. Lopez just backing off saying, Leo, you do that. I know I mention this every now and then, but every fan that is a fan of Red Hawks, and certainly those on that third base side, have flashbacks on a play there, that a collision that Leo had with a Red Hawk catcher. And thank goodness everybody eventually came out okay, but I can't help but see Leo run after a ball. Just get away and let him field it and catch it. That was a couple of years back as Harris fouls away. 0-2 the count on Chase Harris. Get your score update for around the league here coming up. Kansas City's got a twin bill today with the Gary South Shore Railcats as the pitch comes down and in. 1 ball and 2 strikes. They're delayed in Lincoln, it appears. The 1-2. Pulled foul. Kansas City leading Gary South Shore 3-0 in the bottom of the 5th inning. in game one. Nightcap to follow. Cleburne's up at Winnipeg 2-0 in the second. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Harris as Grauer tries the edge and misses. 2-2 the count. Quickly now, the 2-2. Popped up on the infield. The wind will take it from what would be a Dexter ball to Sam Dexter. He'll call it. Kind of stayed there between the mound and short instead of blowing over to Benny. 2 up and 2 down. Here's Delvin Zinn. Zinn came in a pinch runner's role last night and takes a changeup low. Grauer, the pitch, that's a strike. Count is even 1-1. Redhawks, it's fun to see this team when they're playing well, they're pitching it, they're fielding it, and certainly when they're hitting it like we saw in the bottom of the second. That's the Redhawks team that climbed to the top of the standings early this year. Still there. 2-1 pitch, nasty changeup. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Zinn calls time, waiting on deck, top of the order, Matt Lloyd. Good crowd tonight with their new replica rings. 2-2 pitch hit sharply, backhanded by Pena, turns and throws, not in time, Zinn beat it out. Boy, what a play, Leo. You got a slower runner, Leo gets it. Zinn can run pretty well. You had to get rid of this ball immediately, as Leo did, falling into foul territory. Nearly got Delvin Zinn. So Zinn a 2-out infield single. Perfectly played by Leo Pena.
Good hop, Leo.
Grauer checking the runner. And the pitch. It's a liner right at Manny Boscan, and Manny Boscan takes the broken bat liner off the bat of Matt Lloyd, and that is out number 3 here in the third. For Sioux City, no runs and a hit, they leave a runner. We go to the bottom of the third tonight at Newman Outdoor Field. It's Fargo-Moorhead 5, Sioux City nothing. This is FM Redhawks baseball. Show Friday night.
We're doing a fireworks show and Wacky Chad.
I didn't
on
see
Friday
that.
night.
Well,
It's not. Nope. It wasn't planned. What happened was we had a rainout earlier this year,
Oh.
and so we rescheduled it for this coming Friday, and we haven't let anyone know yet. So you, me, and the 3,000 people listening right
that's
now
right.
know now.
Viewing and listening to the end. We're on 4 different platforms here, so now it's not a pop-up anymore.
24,000. Yeah, there you go.
Here's Vince Fernandez takes a strike. So this Wacky Chad, we just Google Wacky Chad and find out more.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah,
All right.
he was on some of those talent shows, and
You get one pitch.
he might be the guy who like juggles chainsaws and stuff like
Breaking
that.
pitch away. Wow. That's what it's about, folks. Yes, the baseball and the homers and the pitches and pitches high.
You see something you'd never see.
That's right. Do you imagine someone that didn't know the Clydesdales were here last night, and you're a little, maybe a 10-year-old, and you're like,
I have my grandson down there.
oh,
He's
was
like,
he just? It's just
Yeah.
unbelievable. Breaking pitch up and in. That even grown men and women are turned into little kids.
Jessica, our intern, she's like, I can't believe how big those horses are.
If you haven't been next to him up close. 3 balls and a strike, and here's a base knock into right center field. Now Vince Fernandez, an all-star, 57th hit of the season for Vince, a leadoff single at the top of the fourth. 6-0 Redhawks lead it. Yeah, that was pretty good last night, and I like when you do bring them in, Brad. They work around so everybody gets a chance to see them.
Yep, get a picture, and very fun night. Great fireworks, and thank you, Gate City, from last night.
If you had a Clydesdale as a pet, what would that feeding bill be a month? Do you think? What would you spend roughly?
Well, if you had a Clydesdale, I guess you'd probably own some acreage, so you probably would
Oh, yeah.
You know,
There's a strike to Rando. I mean,
you
you're
have your own alfalfa field, I would think.
probably. So you're planting.
Yeah.
You're planting what that horse is eating. Yeah. You're not just going to the store and getting some yoo-hoos.
I don't know what the acreage cost to plant alfalfa is, but.
One strike on Rando, the pitch from Grauer as he goes down and in. So you're not buying Swedish fish for that.
No.
You got to have a little more nutrition. They are impressive.
It's such a sight. I mean, it's, you know, the machinery, the 3 semis and the van that comes with them, and yeah, it's incredible.
Here's a ground ball. Picked by Grauer to mound, goes to second for 1. Will they get 2? No. That's a tough throw. Tyler Grauer. Now, if he lets it go, yeah, maybe Dexter has the play, but that's a good pick by Tyler, and he doesn't want to throw it away, so he kind of eases up a little bit there in the throw to second. Boscan fielding it off the bag, and all of that said, the Redhawks nearly did turn that, so it's a fielder's choice for Rando.
That's got to be the most pressure situation right there.
And human instinct, you know, when that ball's hit, your mind's not going, okay, I'm going to let this go because I think Sam Dexter, you know, that's not the thought process. It's, I'm going to go grab it. Here's Jake Ortega, pitch down low. Did you see the fan catch a ball in his hat, Brad?
I missed that.
Man alive.
I think that might have gone through had he not caught it.
Do you? Yeah, it would have been, well, it's Sam Dexter, though.
Yeah, that's true.
It is the captain.
It is the captain, Dexter.
Grauer the set, and the pitch home. Away. 1 ball, correction, 2 balls, no strikes. All-Star game coming up, and the festivities beginning on Monday night.
Monday evening, yep.
And the game on Tuesday, Redhawks will be well represented.
Very well. Yeah, we're excited for that. It's going to be a fun night and fun couple nights. Got some meetings I have to attend to.
Sure. 2-0 pitch is a strike. It takes a lot, you know, to have an All-Star break. And there's been one in Fargo many years ago.
We've had 2.
Fargo, 2 in Fargo. But it is an all-encompassing event. If you're the one that's putting that baby on, there's a lot to it.
There is a lot.
The 2-1 pitch coming home. Hit foul. This one, the wind will pull, and that'll be in that third base side. They've been doing it all night. Ooh, good luck on that. Well, there's a clean catch. That's 50 points.
Yeah, the last time I think it was 2008 we had it here, and one of our keynote speakers was Maury Wills.
I'll be darned. I know Maury probably wowed him.
Yep, he did. He was fantastic.
That's right, guy. That's right, guy. We love Maury. 2-2 the count on Ortega. He homered last night. The pitch from Tyler. Line towards short. It is backhanded by Dexter. Goes the short way to Boscan, and they get the lead runner. You were saying about Sam Dexter possibly in that other ball? How about that play?
Captain Dexter, that was fantastic.
Boy, the captain going to his hole, a diving play, and that's one part. Then you got to get up and throw something, and he does. On line.
How about Pena's pick over there? And oh my word.
It is all 3 factions tonight. We've seen the hitting.
You could have not done any better than that. There's no one who could have.
I mean, Prime has made a catch over a railing today. A fan's made a catch in a hat. A boy down there.
Did you hear Dexter saying, no, you're not going to get her? He was yelling that, and Prime gets it.
Grauer's fastball away to Wilfredo Jimenez.
Or let it go, he was saying.
Let it go. Let it go. Don't hurt yourself. All right.
I heard that. It was like
6-0. Redhawks lead it. So Wacky Chad, you said that's Friday?
That's
Friday?
Yep.
Pitch inside. Speaking of that team coming in, I don't know, good or bad when you play teams, because it's not necessarily who you play, it's kind of how they're playing
and when you play
them, you know. And Kane County right now has dropped 8 straight games. And I don't know if that's good or bad. A 2-0 pitch is a changeup for a strike. Sometimes baseball has a way to balance out. Like you see
got the All-Star break, so everyone.
Oh, that's right. That does cut it differently. That's right. It's a good thought, Brett.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you're playing well or hitting well individually or playing well individually, you don't want the All-Star break to happen. Other teams are begging for it to happen.
It's good for the players just to get rejuvenated.
2-1 pitch, a fastball low. 3-1 and Wilfredo Jimenez. He's came in hitting 279. At 277 now. He's 0 for 1. Speaking of Prime's catch, he's the one that made the catch on Jimenez in foul territory. Runner at first, Jake Ortega. Prime holding on with him. Grauer's 3-1 is in there for a strike. But one thing I love to see, Brad, and not that Jake does it, I mean Tyler, he only has 15 walks this year. And I know there's a time for base on balls. I mean, you can't, you've got to pitch around, but boy, without giving up those free passes. Ortega takes off, payoff pitch. Jimenez sends one high in the air to deep left center. Racing over Goodhart. He will not get it. It's in the deep part of left center field for extra bases. Ortega rounding third. He comes in to score. Wilfredo Jimenez, his 5th double of the year. Sioux City's on the board, trailing at 6-1. That ball was hammered.
Do we think he's going to try to steal third like last night?
No, I don't think he's going to try to advance on a fly ball. That's the other thing at that ball. Jimenez just hits the ball. When he makes contact, it's got Schreiber-type power. He can really. Tonight in left center, that's not an easy place to get knocks.
No, he was actually Red Hawk in 2019,
yes, he was.
correct? Yep.
Former some Railcat experience. There's a pitch inside corner, strike to Sierra.
And then he was over in Milwaukee land area, I believe, for a little while, and he's had a good long career.
You can always tell, like the ones that are really respected. They both teams just love them. You see before the game, and that's kind of Jimenez. Sierra turns the ball down the left field line, and this ball is a fair ball. It's a ground rule double as it bounces over the wall. Jimenez will score. Back-to-back doubles for the X's. They now trail 6-2. I was saying earlier, Miguel Sierra, Brad, he's had 155 at-bats coming into the game, 33 hits. But of those 33 hits, he had 15 doubles, 4 triples, and 4 homers. So 23 of his 33 hits extra base hits. But he's also struck out 62 times in 155 at-bats. So literally, you look what he's done tonight. He has struck out and he's doubled. It's really par for the. Sometimes the numbers are what they are. Batter here, Kyle Kasser. If you had him on your fantasy team last night, you fared pretty well. He hit a couple of balls out of the park.
Yeah, my own little internal. I go for doubles, triples, and home runs. If you can have 50% of those of your hits are doubles, triples, or home runs, I consider that a power hitter.
There you go. Okay. 0-1 count. Swing and a miss, and the ball gets through Lopez. And on to third base goes Miguel Sierra.
And I think the last guy that may have done that in Fargo is Richard Austin.
Richard Austin, whose uncle, by the way. Uncle? Yes.
Uncle.
Wes Unseld.
Yep.
Former Washington Bullet.
Yep.
I liked Richard Austin. What a great guy he was, too. Huh?
That was a fantastic outfield.
Stations will get you an ID check here coming up. Well, the board reads 2-0 now. Jess has put that back to 0-2. That's where it should be. The 0-2 pitch is outside. Let's pause now. 10 seconds for station identification. 10 for legal ID. This is FM Red Hawks baseball.
The 5th largest daytime signal in the country is 740 The Fan, KNFL AM Fargo.
Good to have you on board tonight as Grauer misses away all across all those great platforms, whether on air, on an app, on aabaseball.tv. Jack Michaels, President Brad Thome in the house tonight. 6-2 Red Hawks lead, and here's a ball pulled foul towards the Sioux City dugout. The Red Hawks and the X's with, as I mentioned, you got still 11 more against each other. I was doing some math, Brad, and Fargo-Moorhead has 36 games remaining against the West Division.
Okay.
10 against the East. 2-2 pitch. And this one hit foul and Jimenez.
What's the magic number, Jack?
Sierra, yeah. I joked with Anthony and Chris on a road trip because sometimes if I've got a little bit extra time, like, okay, what else can I do that could maybe add? I used to do that back in the day, and Bit would go, Jack, it's too early, but let me see what you got.
That's right. Wow. Good job.
Yeah, so a lot of action against Winnipeg and Sioux City. Here's a broken back ground ball to second. This should be the inning. Manny has it. Throws on to first, and that's all for Sioux City. But the X's make a little noise. Get a couple of doubles, score a couple of runs on 3 hits, and leave a runner. We're through 3.5 tonight at Newman. New score, Fargo-Moorhead 6, Sioux City 2. This is FM Red Hawks lefty for Sioux City. And they'll wrap up this series. And then, of course, it'll wrap up the first half, so to speak. Fargo-Moorhead, this is their 55th game of the season. For Sioux City, this is their 58th game of the season. Chase Harris, Delvin Zinn, Matt Lloyd due up for the X's here in the top of the fifth. Against Tyler Grauer, as Grauer throws one in there for a cold strike. Now the 0-1. Good breaking pitch, pulled to deep short. Dexter's got a long throw here. The stretch by Prime, and the out is made. Now, I asked Kevin McGovern today on Arm Talk on a pregame show. I said, when will we know? How can we tell when Grauer is on his game, doing his thing out there? And I think part of that answer was Kevin McGovern said, well, he's keeping that thing down, getting ahead of batters, and inducing some ground balls and weaker fly ball outs early. You'll know that he's kind of got the command tonight. And when I say that, you know, how many ground balls is that have we now just seen, and how many weak fly balls have we seen? A couple on the infield. Here's a bunt attempt laid down by Zinn. Lopez jumps out in front of the plate, grabs it, and fires to first. B.J. Lopez, like a puma, jumping out in front of home as Zinn trying to bunt himself on. He's out 2-3 on the putout. B.J. an all-star catcher, great feet, great arm. We've seen his ability, number one in the league, and throwing runners out. And how about this? He is a complete player, just a terrific catcher. Been doing it for a long time. Top of the order, Matt Lloyd. Lloyd struck out in the first, then lined out to Manny Boscan, the second baseman, in the third inning. So Manny's 0 for 2 tonight. And a little check swing foul. The sun still here today. We had a little bit more cloud coverage, not any of the variety that's going to, knock on wood, bring any rain over the ballpark, but those have pretty much dissipated, and what's left in the wake is a lot of blue sky that's allowing that sun, what's left of it tonight, to shine over Newman Outdoor Field. 0-1 pitch, beautiful breaking pitch. Grauer pulls the string, and he's ahead of Matt Lloyd, 0-2. And the 0-2 is a wasted fastball. Yeah, the name game, I'm not going to lie to you, that is, it's quite, you'd almost have to Google the point values, but I said, give me all double names, start and end with the same letters from the point values of 3, 4, and 5 in Scrabble. The fly ball, but we are getting some in. We'll share them with you next inning, because this inning went 1, 2, 3. Tyler Grauer retires the X's in order. Lloyd flies out to left, and we are done here in the top of the fifth. 4.5 innings in the books tonight from Newman Outdoor Field. It's Fargo-Moorhead 6, Sioux City 2. This is FM Red Hawks baseball. 4 hits, no errors for Sioux City. Red Hawks coming in to the game tonight, 5 games behind Kansas City in the West. The Monarchs have a doubleheader today. We're looking at some of our 3, 4, and 5. Harvey Haddix for an HH. Nice job, Mikhail Jonet. A lot of Barry Bonds on the BBs. Grauer breaking pitch, and Tyler doing a nice job of getting ahead. Vince Fernandez leading it off. Fernandez, Rando, and Ortega, numbers 2, 3, and 4. Robin Roberts for an RR. Here's a swing by Fernandez, sends a fly ball in the air to right field. They call that a can of corn, and coming on is Nick Novak for the out. Remember, we mentioned with Grauer, ground balls and weak fly balls, and for the most part, we've seen that tonight. I don't think an R, though, is a 3-point, 4-point, or 5-point letter in Scrabble, so the RR would not be accepted tonight. Or the S. The pitch, inside and low to Tato Rando. Rando. Just 70 at-bats for the X's coming in, but he's 24 of 70. He's 0 for 2 today. Takes the strike.
If you're out on that center field platform out there beyond the fence, I need you off the platform right away.
Bob Rohr said to turn PA voice into father. Here's a ground ball hit to short. Dexter plays it low and lobs it across the diamond. Another weak ground ball out, induced by Tyler Grauer. The big Sycamore into a nice rhythm tonight. 2 up and 2 down brings up Ortega.
Designated hitter, number 33, Jake Ortega.
Yeah, Sioux City or Kansas City trying to separate. Obviously, that team is the team to beat in the West right now. Breaking pitch strike to Ortega. But I'll tell you, Kansas City in game 1 was up 3-0. Gary South Shore puts up a 6-run 7th inning and is defeating and leading Kansas City 6-3. Boy, how about Gary South Shore? They're in last place in the East, but they've won 4 straight. And a 6 spot. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Grauer and Lopez are combining well tonight. The 1-2 pitch coming. And a pitch wasted outside. Ortega is 0 for 2. Fielder's choice, a fly out. He scored a run. Kansas City had a big error in that game. The 2-2 lifted, another weak fly ball out, induced by Grauer, but in a tough spot. Alexander coming in, and Evans got it. Boy, Evans been doing some running tonight here at Newman Outdoor Field. Alexander able to come in and get it, and Tyler Grauer. What a night tonight at Newman. 3 up. Dippin' Dots and cotton candy and you name it. You get it here. Wilfredo Jimenez leading it off for the X's, takes a breaking pitch for a strike. You know who's had, and I don't mean this disrespectfully, you know who's had the easiest night tonight? Pearson Tehuka, the home plate umpire. He's calling a good game, and the pitchers are doing the work. There hasn't been many second glances at him. Grauer's been throwing strikes. You know, the Red Hawks have been putting the ball in play against Solomon Bates. Tyler has had an efficient night so far, yielding just 2 runs and 4 hits. He yields a slow hit ground ball to short. Sam's got to hurry, scoop, and throw. He does in time for the out. I'll say it again. Weak ground balls, soft fly balls has been the name of the game tonight for Tyler Grauer. 1 out. Got touched in the 4th inning. The leadoff single by Vince Fernandez. Rando then hit into that fielder's choice on that comebacker back to Tyler.
Safety first, so let's practice. Safety bars up like this.
The pitch is hit high in the air off the bat of Miguel Sierra into center, right center, and Nick Novak, the right fielder, over to make the catch. 2 up and 2 down. Another fly ball.
Yeah, going up the hill, right at the top.
Oh, we got a submission for a CC. Chris Coast. There's your Scrabble letter for CC. Those of you playing the name game, yes. Kyle Casser. There's your KK. He is at the plate. He is popped out and grounded out tonight.
Here we go. Safety bars up. Don't hate, participate.
The pitch is a strike.
All right, here we go. Nice and loud. Follow along.
It's Tyler Grauer. We saw really the emergence from Tyler last year and his ability, and knew that it's a strong pitcher, and there he buries a fastball strike on the outside corner.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
And Tyler's had a lot of good outings this year, but boy, tonight he is really looking sharp. And Grauer also be featured in the All-Star game Tuesday night. This will be his 88th pitch of the game. It's pulled foul down the first base line. Another Falcon Tire foul ball. Get your Falcon Tires at Schumacher and Sons in Grafton. They're also available at Shutters Tire in Alexandria, Minnesota. Superfan getting the crowd riled up here. Trying to get this thing into the 7th inning stretch. 0-2 the count on Kyle Kasser. The pitch. Breaking pitch low. 6-2, Red Hawks lead it. The wind and the lefties 1-2. Lifted on the infield, another weak fly ball, and Pena says, I got it. He does, and Tyler Grauer continues to deal tonight at Newman Outdoor Field. Boy, just what the Red Hawks needed tonight. 3 up and 3 down goes Sioux City here in the top of the 7th inning. Well, fans, at time of the game, you get up and stretch them out, wherever you might be. If able, it's the 7th inning stretch here at Newman Outdoor Field. We'll see if Solomon Bates answers the call in the Hawks leading 6-2. It has gone final in game 1 of a doubleheader between Gary and Kansas City. The Railcats just beat Kansas City 6-4. So Kansas City now 35-22 in the West. The Red Hawks have pulled within 4.5 of first place. Gary, with the win today, now has won their 5th straight game. They're 25-32, so they'll jump above Kane County. First pitch swing, a bunt attempt, and back to the mound. Grauer scoops it, throws it to Prime. 1 pitch, 1 out. Harris trying to bunt himself on. Grauer has fielded his position tonight. 2 strikeouts, no walks, 2 strikeouts, and a number of weak ground balls and fly ball outs. It really is what we chatted with Kevin McGovern about on the pitch talk, arm talk, so to speak, conversation on the pregame show. And for Grauer, he was ready to pitch tonight here at Newman Outdoor Field. He's trying for his 5th win, trying to go 5-1. The 1-0 pitch is a strike to Delvin Zinn. Milwaukee with a 3-2 lead on Lincoln. Remember, the Red Hawks entering play tonight with a half-game lead over Sioux City and Lincoln. There's a breaking pitch a little bit up. 2 balls and a strike on Zinn. And Milwaukee leading Lincoln 3-2. Kane County all over Sioux Falls tonight, 10-0. Good pitch, Towder in there, strike. A great movement. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Grauer can strike you out. Obviously, he's a strikeout guy, but he doesn't rely on strikeouts. Here's a ball pulled foul. He just changes speeds, works the edges. He and B.J. Lopez, their game plan, they have stuck to it today. Kane County leading Sioux Falls 10-0 in their game. That, at last report, was the bottom of the 4th. The pitch, just a bit high. 3-2 the count. Jonah Davis has 2 homers and 5 RBI in his first 2 at-bats for Kane County tonight. Time is called at home. Armand Upshaw is homered for the Cougars. Remember, Kane County comes to Fargo Thursday afternoon next week. Cleburne leading Winnipeg 8-0 in their game in the 6th. Payoff pitch from Grauer Hall. Hit sharply into left field, a base hit by Delvin Zinn. So the X's have their 5th hit of the game. 2nd for Delvin Zinn in that 9-hole. At the top of the order now, and Matt Lloyd. Alex Jackson is homered for Cleburne and driven in 3. Mark Caraviotis, a couple of runs batted in. Kevin Hilton going tonight for Cleburne. They lead Winnipeg 8-0. Well, Lloyd, Grauer's been able to get him out today, and not many teams can say that. Lloyd takes the ball low. Matt Lloyd came in hitting .348. He's dropped 7 points, but 56 hits for this All-Star, 11 doubles, 8 homers. He's driven in 33. The great all-round players in the American Association right here in Matt Lloyd. 6-2, Red Hawks leading. Grauer trying to get through the 8th. The pitch is pulled and gloved by Prime. Goes to second for 1. Grauer will not have the return throw. And Dexter would have had to really kind of force that in there, but they get the lead runner on a fantastic backhanded play by Carell Prime to his right. 3-6 on the putout, a fielder's choice for Lloyd, and it brings up Vince Fernandez. Just another day at 1B for Carell Prime. This makes it look so effortless over there at first. Grauer now at 100 pitches for the game. Checking the runner and a pitch. Good, breaking pitch in there, strike. Here, Brad Thome with Wacky Chad next Friday and a pop-up fireworks night. So fans, make your plans to take in that Kane County series. The lefty's ready. Man fires upstairs. If Grauer should get through this eighth, and let's hope he can. 2 outs, 1 on, 6-2 Redhawks lead. Imagine the Redhawks would have the ability to go to a Rez Eliaziz or take your pick in that bullpen for the ninth, if they so choose. 1-1. Got to get through the eighth to Fernandez. And Fernandez dumps a ball into left field, a base hit. Good piece of hitting. Now Fernandez has his second hit of the game. And now it brings up Tyler Rando. Well, it does bring the tying run to the on-deck circle here in the top of the eighth inning. Grauer now with 103 pitches, and will also bring out Redhawks pitching coach Kevin McGovern. Grauer has been strong. He retired his first 8 batters he faced, and 9 of his first 10. The fourth, there was some activity, ball in play, a couple of base knocks, a couple doubles back-to-back. That's where the X's scored their 2 runs. But, boy, after that, from the fourth into the eighth here, Grauer retired 1, 4, 7, 10, 11 in a row. That's just, that's pitching right there. That's from the fourth inning here to the top of the eighth. He had a string of 11 sent down a row up until Zinn's base hit with 1 out here in the eighth. Lloyd the runner at second. Fernandez now on at first, and Rando at the plate. Right-handed batter takes a high pitch, a little bit up. Redhawks fans are saying, Tyler, induce one more weak fly ball out here. Let's get out of the top of the eighth here before Sioux City makes this more intriguing. Here's the set by Tyler and the pitch. How about a ground ball to first? That'll do. Corral Prime gobbles it up. He's a vacuum at first base. Takes it to the bag, and there is out number 3. And if that's the last for Tyler Grauer, heck of an outing tonight for TJ. 105 pitches thrown. Defense working for him in the 8th inning for Sioux City. No runs, 2 hits. They strand 2. Bottom of the 8th coming up. Our score, Fargo-Moorhead 6, Sioux City 2. This is FM Redhawks baseball. And this one's over. It's over at Newman. The Redhawks win it tonight 7-2. Just a really good game. Well-played game by Fargo-Moorhead tonight. Starting with Tyler Grauer. Schreiber gets yet another home run. The Redhawks up and down the lineup contribute tonight. Eliaziz puts the exclamation point on at the end. The Redhawks win it 7-2. 7 runs, 10 hits, no errors. For the Fargo-Moorhead Redhawks, 2 runs on 6 hits and no errors for Sioux City. Tyler Grauer, the big Sycamore, with the win. He's now 5-1. The loss goes to Solomon Bates. He drops to 7-5. This game played in 2 hours and 11 minutes. 2 hours, 11 minutes, and 3,141 paid to see it. Redhawks win it. We're back with Redhawks manager Chris Coast. Take a look at the scoreboard update, the highlights, all that coming up next. The final tonight from Newman, Fargo-Moorhead 7, Sioux City 2. This is FM Redhawks baseball.